What's up everyone, Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video, and today we're talking about Froslass. Now this Pokemon has an interesting typing of Ice Ghost. I believe it is unique. Pretty low stats across the board except for its speed stat, which is its most important stat just because we're really just focusing on statusing Pokemon and using, support attacks. Not really using this Pokemon as an offensive Pokemon. However, it does have some offensive capabilities with a pretty deep move pool of really good stab special attacking attacks. Anyway, without further ado, let's talk about this Pokemon. So, Ice Ghost type is pretty interesting. It gives us 2 immunities, of course, normal fighting because of Ghost, and then 3 resistances of Ice, Poison, and Bug. Unfortunately, those are kind of pretty low usage typings, so across the board not that bad. But like I said, we're pretty frail, or like I said, our stats are not that great for our bulky stats. So it doesn't really matter too much because we're probably just going to be getting 2-shotted by just about everything. Even if you bring this Pokemon in against something that it resists, we'll probably still be taking enough damage to where we'll die to a neutral attack or a weakness attack. So it doesn't matter too much. But with that being said, we still have 5 weaknesses, which are Fire, Rock, Ghost, Dark, Steel, which are almost guaranteed to knock us down to our Focus Sash, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, Froslass is pretty cool. So speaking about its frail and or just stats in general, we have 70 HP, which is a little above or a little bit below average. Same with defense at 70, and same with special defense at 70. So they're all pretty low. We're not going to be taking a lot of attacks. It's not a bulky Pokemon by any means. And then we also have offensive stats. Attack and special attack are both 80. So you can go either way, but I just like its special attacks more. I think they're better. And then we also have speed at 110, which is very solid, hitting us a really, really good speed tier of 178, just barely outspeeding a lot of really good Pokemon. And we'll talk more about that at our speed tier section of the video. Anyway, for our ability, we're running Snow Cloak just to give us a little bit better evasion during a hailstorm, using things like Alolan Ninetales or Vanillix to set that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this slide. Let's go ahead and talk about the build itself. So, like I said, ability Snow Cloak, it just gives us that extra little bit of evasion, making it so that we, instead of getting 2-shotted all the time, maybe we'll get 3-shotted, maybe we'll get 4-shotted, depending on how the RNG favors us, which is pretty cool that you can use it. However, it's still not super great. Anyway, for our item, we are going with Focus Sash. In my head, this is a no-brainer item. Like I said, we're very frail and a support-type Pokemon, so might as well try and get as many turns as we possibly can to use that. Since we're pretty fast, we can get an attack off first, and then a lot of the times we'll be able to get another attack the next turn, which is good. That's why we use Focus Sash. Anyway, as far as our moves go, our little set here is Aurora Veil, Taunt, Icy Wind, and Blizzard. We have Blizzard as one attacking move on there as a good stab special attack option for Ice. It doesn't miss ever when you have the hail up. Which is good for our Snow Cloak. So essentially we'll be evading attacks, and then our opponent can't be evading attacks, which is good. That's the overall hope for Froslass. A couple of things that it does here: Aurora Veil, setting us up for a lot of really good speed or damage control, giving us 25% less damage intake, which is really good. We also have Taunt here, which is good against things like Trick Room, since this Pokemon likes to be fast. You put this on a faster team, and you get to taunt Trick Room users, which is always good, except for Follow Me shenanigans, which are prevalent again. But still good. Anyway, and then we also have Icy Wind as well to give us a little bit of speed control on this Pokemon. Since a fast Blizzard or a fast Icy Wind user is just really good in general, being able to make for really fast Pokemon on our side could be good. Could use things like Dracovish on your team for Icy Wind. Scarf Dracovish is right under us in speed tier, I believe. No, it's not. I think it hits like 210 or something. I don't know, but that's just an idea. Anyway, so overall, not bad stuff here with the Blizzard, Icy Wind, Taunt, Aurora Veil. Overall, pretty good. Just putting out speed control and damage control, which is just good. A couple of other options we have is Ice Shard, which is just, priority, very solid attack. And then we have Shadow Ball as well for our Ghost type stab. If you want to go a little more offensive or have 1 or 2 attacks, or even use that over Blizzard, it's an option. And then we also have a couple of other good support attacks, things like Confuse Ray, Will-O-Wisp, and Thunder Wave to status our opponent. Now, if you want to just go for status, there are better options probably, namely, like Prankster Pokemon and stuff. Will-O-Wisp on things like Sableye, Thunder Wave on Grimmsnarl, Confuse Ray on, I don't know, Leopard maybe, I'm not sure. But those are good options nonetheless. We also have fake tiers here, which is just good in general, and works really well with all of our synergetic Pokemon as well. And then we also have Light Screen, Reflect, and Safeguard to minimize damage and keep away those status inflictments. Is that a word? Inflictment? Probably not. Anyway, so it's good. And then we also have Charm and Ally Switch. We have Charm here to lower the damage output. We have Light Screen, Reflect, Aurora Veil, and Charm, all able to minimize damage output, which is really good. And then we also have Ally Switch here, just to be annoying, just to get them. Anyway, that's going to be it for our moves. There are other moves that you can use, but those were just the most notable in my opinion. They're all very good. Next, we have our EV spread. It's very basic. It's just 252 into special attack and 252 into speed, and also being timid nature, which is just giving us that extra 252, giving us that extra speed, making us as fast as we possibly can, which is just really good in general. Hitting 178 is a very solid speed tier, which I'll cover in just one moment. Anyway, for our synergetic Pokemon, I couldn't think of the word. For our synergetic Pokemon, we have Alolan Ninetales, which is just very good in general. Being able to set up the Hail for us for Snowcloak and Aurora Veil and Blizzard. A lot of good synergies there. You can also use something like Vanillix, even Abomasnow, if you are going for something that doesn't really do Aurora Veil. Honestly, Alolan Ninetales and Vanillix are kind of just Aurora Veil Blizzard machines. And so is Froslass, so they kind of butt heads. But Abomasnow is kind of just like not that good, so it is what it is. Both the other options are better Pokemon usually, but Abomasnow obviously it still has some good stuff that it can do. So yeah, it's cool. And then we also have Milotic here. So the main reason Milotic is so good is because obviously, like, if we lead Alolan Ninetales plus Froslass, then our opponent's like, okay, well, I'll lead Fire and just, like, destroy his team. If they have, like, Arcanine with Heat Wave or even Togekiss with Heat Wave, really anything, Heat Wave just destroys it. And also, especially since they both like Sash, so, like, that's why you might want to go with something else for the other Pokemon, maybe, like, Abomasnow with, like, Choice Scarf or something, or Vanillix Choice Scarf. But yeah, like Milotic kind of like shuts down those fire type Pokemon that shut down our team, which is really good. Also, like the most prevalent fire type Pokemon that are on teams are Incineroar and Arcanine, which have Intimidate, which Milotic kind of rips that apart as well. So that's why Milotic just works so well on this kind of team as well. So anyway, that's going to be it for this slide. Let's go ahead and talk about some speed tiers. So as far as our speed tiers go, like I said, we hit a very, very solid speed tier at 178 on the same speed tier as Raichu and Gengar. Gengar is a very fast Icy Wind user that's on certain teams because it's a fast Icy Wind user, and so is Froslass. And it also like just synergizes really well with Pokemon like that, Alolan Ninetales and stuff like I was saying. Setting up Hail is just very good for it. You could even use something like Max Hailstorm, like a fast Max Hailstorm, to set that for Froslass. That could be cool too. But yeah, not what we're covering today. Anyway, so it's very fast. It's a 178, same as Raichu, just very commonly fast Pokemon. Outspeed a lot of really good Pokemon, things like Durant, Charizard, Mimikyu, Excadrill, Form Change Rotom, Arcanine, Indeedee, Male. The list goes on. We just outspeed so many really solid Pokemon. So many good Pokemon are at that 130 or at that like 150 to 175 range. So that's really, really good to just outspeed all of those Pokemon, which is just really good. You can set up Aurora Veil so that you can live Durant attacks. You can set up Icy Wind so that you can outspeed things like Charizard with your own Form Change Rotom and then Hydro Pump it, or even with your own Excadrill and just Rock Slide it. It can be really good. Like fast Icy Wind plus fast Aurora Veil is just really good. Also, fast Taunt is pretty slept on. Actually, being able to like make it so the Form Change Rotom can't set up Nasty Plot or Excadrill on Swords Dance or something. I probably wouldn't do either of those, but it's an option, which is cool. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend to do those, but because it'll usually be follow me. But it's still cool. It's something cool that you can do, which is neat. Yeah, it's neat. Anyway, so other Pokemon that do actually outspeed us, things like Whimsicott, Inteleon, Dragapult, Choice Scarf Pokemon, most Choice Scarf Pokemon, and of course, like, what else? Chlorophyll, Swift Swim, Unburdened type Pokemon, like all of those kind of Pokemon that hit that 200 to 300 range are going to be outspeeding us, obviously. But yeah, we still, like, nonetheless, we still hit a very, very valuable speed tier. Anyway, that's going to be it for our speed tier portion. Let's go ahead and talk about some damage calcs. So all of them are if you just click Blizzard. Look, so you're going to get two-shotted by everything. We talked about this. Focus Sash prevents us from being OHKO'd, and then our Frail prevents us from being 3-hit KO'd. So we're going to get two-shotted from just about everything. So keep that in mind. That's why I did the damage calcs, like all of our attacking. And then, like, you know, Blizzard is the only attack on our set, so I just click Blizzard. Anyway, so Blizzard from our Froslass into a non-Dynamax Dragapult, hitting 80 to 95%, a guaranteed 2-hit KO. Like I said, we're not going to be doing an insane amount of damage. However, Blizzard gives us a pretty solid amount of damage and spread to both Pokemon. So we put in some pretty good tick damage, and that plus Hailstorm plus Life Orb can take down Dragapults, and it's just very, like, that's solid, you know. And you go for Icy Wind turn 1, and then Blizzard, you can take this down even if it's Dynamaxed with, like, a Togekiss with Dazzling Gleam on the side. Like, there's a lot of ways to take down big Pokemon like this by ticking away at it with Icy Wind and Blizzard and Hailstorm damage and Life Orb damage or burn it. There's a lot of ways to, like, tick it down. Next, into a Dynamax Dragapult, we hit 40 to 47%, which is a guaranteed 3-hit KO, but like I said, with Icy Wind plus Blizzard, maybe Dazzling Gleam 2 turns, like, we can knock it out like a Dynamax Dragapult. And then you still have your Dynamax for late game, and it's just like you can swing it the game in favor with the correct sequencing with Froslass. So that's cool. Then we have Blizzard into a Venusaur, also capable of living our Blizzard, which is, it sucks, but it is what it is. 65 to 78% damage. Guaranteed 2-hit KO. Not too bad, not too great. Blizzard into a Whimsicott, hitting 79 to 93. Guaranteed 2-hit KO, is guaranteed to live. However, with Hailstorm damage, maybe if we get a high roll, we can take it out, which would be awesome, but not always going to happen. Actually, just not going to happen, but oh well. A boy can dream. Then we have Blizzard into Togekiss, hitting 47 to 56%, a 79% chance to 2-hit KO, but with hail damage, we're gonna, like, take the 2-hit KO against a very defensive Togekiss, which is just good in general. Next, we have Blizzard into a Braviary. Yes, Braviary. We haven't seen this Pokemon since the first month of Sword and Shield. It's still a good Pokemon. We still see it every now and again, just not very frequently. There's, like, a lot of other Defiant users and a lot of other Max Airstream users that people are using, but it's still very relevant and a very good Pokemon. So anyway, we're hitting 37 to 44%, and I believe that's a wait, do I still have the damage calc up? Yeah, that's Dynamaxed. So we're still, like, it's not bad damage, and we're able to easily two-shot it if it doesn't Dynamax, and we're able to hit it with Icy Wind and maybe like a Rock Slide from something like an Excadrill over the course of 2 turns, able to take down a Dynamaxed Burb. So that's pretty good as well. Anyway, our damage calcs are not super impressive, but they are, like, they're decent, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's going to be it for our damage calcs. Let's go ahead and talk about Single Spotlight real quick, and then I'll get out of your hair. So we're running Heavy Duty Boots, Cursed Body with this Pokemon. You can change its ability to the Snow one, to, what is it called? My mind's just blanking. I don't know. Anyway, Cursed Body. You can use the other one if you have a Snow team, but you probably won't, like, odds are you don't have a Hail team, and you just want to use Froslass on it because you're a cheeky boy. But Heavy Duty Boots is pretty cool, giving us the ability to go in on any kind of hazard. You know, and Stealth Rocks and Spikes do a lot of damage to this Pokemon, mostly Stealth Rock. It does a big chunk, and we can lay our own Spikes, which is really good. We can Will-O-Wisp for some damage, or not damage, some damage control. We also have Taunt to stop walls from setting up. You can Taunt Will-O-Wisp and then set up Spikes on those Pokemon. You get a free couple of turns with Taunt. And then we also have Hex, just being very strong in general when you're, you know, status. Anyway, then for our stats here, our EVs, we just put 252 into HP, 4 into special attack, and then 252 plus into speed, just so it can be as fast as possible and live as many attacks as possible. The Pokemon's not going to be super bulky, but 252 HP maybe we'll be able to let it live 1 attack. Since we're using the Heavy Duty Boots, you can switch it to Sash, but Sash is just less prevalent in that game because you can just, like, switch a little bit better in singles. But yeah, that's about it for this video that I have in general. Froslass, in sum up, Froslass is pretty cool, but there are Pokemon that do what it does a little bit better, but not exactly how it does it. Things like Alolan Ninetales don't have the same deep move pool with status and everything. Yeah, it sure has Sure, it has the Aurora Veil, but it doesn't have Will-O-Wisp. It doesn't have any of those moves. Fake Tears. Actually, I think it does have Fake Tears. But it doesn't have everything that Froslass can do, and it can be a strong lead with another Pokemon that sets Hail, but and also like Fast Icy Wind is just good. So yeah, Froslass is pretty cool, but not super great. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. That's gonna be it for this video. Like and subscribe if you want to. Like and subscribe. Do it now. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening. Goodbye.